We got mixed data coming out on first-time home buyers. Let's talk about it on Today in Mortgages. Hey, Dreammakers, welcome back to the show. We're talking about what's real, what's hype, and we should actually be paying attention to out there in the world of mortgage and real estate news. Rich, you're back with us today. Thanks for coming. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, Michael. Thank you.
Yeah, we got some interesting data here that we're going to look at today for first-time home buyers. Rich, let me point out the article first, and then we'll jump right into it. It's from NAR, National Association of Realtors, and they're reporting some data from first-time home buyers. The article is called "First-Time Home Buyers Shrink to Historic Lows of 24% as Buyers' Age Hits Record High." Rich, I'm going to get into some of those points in the headline in a second, but yesterday I had sent you an article that had some data from the last couple of years. What was the trend we were seeing for first-time home buyers in 2022, 2023?
Well, that trend was high, like of large, almost half of all home buyers were first-time home buyers in 22 and 23. And then ever since then, Michael, that has been reducing.
Yeah, Rich, we saw a percentage of first-time home buyers in those past years had been increasing. While, of course, the overall purchase market had shrunk, the market share of that first home buyer had grown a little bit. We're looking at this NAR article today, and there's some alarming statistics about first-time home buyers. What do we see in 2024 with the data up to November?
Yeah, only 24% of all home buyers were first-time home buyers in, through October of 2024, which didn't change the following quarter. But yes, that is alarming. It's not surprising. I mean, look at the other data, Michael, where the average age in 2023 for first-time homebuyers was 35 years old,
Hmm.
and in 2024 it was 38 years old.
Wow. Yeah, when I think of first-time home buyers, I think of someone young in their 20s, maybe starting a family, 38 years old. That feels like a midlife purchase almost.
Yeah, but homebuyers are like the tides are against them right now.
Hmm.
Even though they're making a little bit more money compared to last year and the year before that, it's just not keeping pace with the rise in home prices. And with elevated interest rates, it makes it even harder. So while I said it's alarming, it seems not right, but it totally makes sense when you consider where interest rates are and where home prices are, and it's hard for a first-time home buyer to buy. The older you get, the more stable you feel financially, the more savings you may have to put down as a down payment to counter the interest rate.
And it looks like the overall age of total home buyers has also increased to around 56 years old. So, and that includes, repeat buyers, of course. So, Rich, let's look at the medium cost of the home versus that medium income that is needed to buy a home here in America right now.
Well, to nail down exact numbers is a little bit hard, but I will say that income is not increasing at the same rate as home prices are. So, in fact, it's way behind. I mean, I think the average between 2024 and 2023 was like $1,100 a year more for the average home buyer in income. So that's not a significant amount considering prices rose close to 5% on homes. So you get a minor 1 or 1.5% increase in income, but yet the home prices rise 5% per year. You're just not keeping up.
So, Rich, obviously some alarming kind of numbers here, but we've been seeing this for a while. We had hoped that the trend that we saw of increased market share of first-time home buyers over the past couple of years would continue. But overall, we just need to get more homes sold and more homes on the market. The only way that seems to be able to happen is, being able to have more homes built, more turnover in homes. So, Rich, what are the kind of things that we need to see this year, maybe out of the new administration, maybe out of the market, to be able to kind of solve some of these systemic issues?
Well, one, we need more inventory. We need more houses on the market, which is happening. I mean, I just read this morning in Housing Wire that just in my market in Phoenix, I mean, inventory is exploding. Now, we need it to explode in that 300,000 to 500,000 sales range. That's not where we're seeing the big growth. The big growth is happening above a 500,000 average sales price. So while we see more inventory, it's just not enough. Now, what we did say in that data, I wish we could extrapolate, even dig deeper into the data in this article, because if you look into it, you'll see that while only 24% of all home buyers are first-time home buyers. If you break that down into new builds, you would see close to 50% of all new build buyers are first-time home buyers because they're building. Builders are getting smarter. They know where, most of the home buying is happening, and it's happening in that 300 to 500,000 range. Those builders that focus on that, they're cranking. Half of their buyers are first-time home buyers because it's just more affordable with the average income today. But Michael, I hope President Trump, he made a lot of promises, and he's been talking about promises made, promises kept. This is one that I hope he really does keep, in that, somehow brings rates down lower, somehow, opens up or reduces regulations for builders, giving them the ability to build for less, and just less red tape. That would help them put up homes quicker and cheaper, well, less expensive. And so those are some of the things I hope from President Trump. Maybe even some first-time homebuyer incentives. Previous presidents have done this and they've been successful. So maybe that will help a lot. So we'll see what comes.
It's definitely true, Rich. And of course, this is regional as well. States and local governments play a lot of role in this. We obviously cannot control what the government does here. We can try to, speak with our votes, but what are the things that we can control, and how are we communicating to our loan officers about the market right now?
Yeah, understand your state housing programs. There's a lot of, when we're talking about, especially right now with all the big buzz about the federal government pushing things down to the state, right? Regulations and education and all kinds of other things. What's happening now is they're pushing all of that stuff down to the states. How do you help your constituents, your residents, buy homes in your state? And so every state has good housing products, meaning the state is going to subsidize or grant money for down payment and closing costs. So I would encourage any home buyer or potential home buyer watching this to contact your loan officer. Hopefully that's a trusted loan officer with network funding, but they'll coach you and teach you about what's available with your particular state that you live in and where you're going to buy in. So definitely, as an LO, understand all your state housing products and every down payment assistance product available to you to offer your clients. And if you're a client, make sure that you're asking about it.
That's a good word, Rich. I know here at Network Funding, we have an internal repository of all of those products and all the information, and a great back-end products team that can help educate our people on those things. Rich, what are some of the other things happening at Network Funding that other loan officers in the industry might be interested in?
Listen, Network Funding is growing. We're in that, as an independent mortgage banker that's 27 years old as of February 1st. We've been in this game a long time. We do things right. This whole talk about the CFPB and maybe going away, none of that matters to Network Funding. We still do things right no matter what. And those are some of the things that if you're a loan officer out there struggling to make things happen and you're questioning your employer and what their future is and how committed they are to you, maybe it's time to look somewhere else. Maybe it's time to have a confidential phone call with me to tell you why I feel we're the best place to be, and the safest place to be, and the best lender to be a part of with all the products and pricing and coaching and nurturing and all the great things that Network Funding has to offer. Reach out.
Yeah, Rich, we find integrity is the best way to longevity. And so thanks so much for that good word, Rich. Thanks everyone out there for watching and listening. Keep your eye on this news, and we'll continue to try to keep you updated here on Today in Mortgage. We'll see you next time. Today in Mortgages is produced by Network Funding LP, which is an equal housing lender, NMLS 2297. The content of this program is meant to be a commentary on mortgage and real estate news, and any discussion of rates and or products should not be taken as an individual mortgage or home buying advice or pricing estimates. And any commentary on this show should not be considered a promise to make a loan. All applicants for a loan must qualify, and you should consult a professional regarding your individual loan scenarios for your financial situation. Visit our website at nflp.com/licenses for all state licensing and other legal information.